Sup, folks! Over the past year, I've been working super hard on some portfolios and applications for animation programs. With the pandemic and the stress of school in my final year in high school, I was so horribly burnt out, and I don't even know how I was able to submit any portfolios, much less 3 successful ones. I ended up getting into 3 programs from very different schools, and I thought it'd be fun to show the successful portfolios I managed to submit. I think it's worth mentioning that I am from Toronto, so this video is covering 2 Canadian schools and 1 school from the US, so you can get some insight into what the art programs in my area look like. Or if you're from Toronto, then this can help you look at what these schools see in a portfolio. For my Seneca animation portfolio, there were several sections that I had to draw completely new art for. The animation portfolio is split into 5 different sections: figure drawing, hand drawing, object drawing, layout drawing, and personal work. They don't even ask you explicitly for animation work. The school had very specific requirements that made sure I was able to demonstrate technical drawing skills, like with the figure drawing, hand drawing, and object drawing especially. I was honestly not super proud of my portfolio, even if it still got me accepted into the program. I knew I could have done way better with the sections, as I noticed a lot of mistakes in my drawings after I submitted them, especially in my layout. I was pretty happy with my personal work and my object drawing though. This is a program that I would like to go to if it weren't for the fact that it was a 3-year program. Although bachelor's isn't required to go into animation, I just wasn't sold on the idea of only doing 3 years. I felt like I wanted more experience, and especially if I wanted to try working in the States, it would have been much easier with a bachelor's. I'm not confident in my ability to get by on my portfolio alone, but nevertheless, this was a school I strongly considered the most. For the OCAD portfolio, most of their programs require you to show a sketchbook of your ideas and process work. It's a little similar to the CalArt sketchbook requirement, except that they don't care as much about your skill. They more so want to see your ideas you have and how you create concept work. If I am being completely honest, I had no intention of attending OCAD. OCAD U is one of the top art schools in all of Canada, but it's not really designed for animation, at least the type of animation that I'm interested in. I also wasn't really expecting to get in because I kind of scrapped the portfolio together pretty quickly. I have a very distinct memory of doing all the written components the day before, which you should not do. Even if it got me in, I would have put way more effort into this portfolio if I had been more interested in attending it. This is actually a school I knew about since I was in grade 8. I always put it up as the top standard for art schools. But as I got older and realized that I wanted to do animation, it became less of a priority. Honestly, I'm not sure I even followed the criteria of what they wanted. I felt like I was only including pieces that I personally liked, which might not have been a great idea in hindsight, but as long as I got accepted, right? This school would be fun to go to as an artist living in the downtown area, but the program just wasn't for me. Ooh, SVA! This one was the one I was most excited to apply to out of these 3. Not just because it's a fancy school in New York, but also because there's so many notable alumni. I really wanted to go to a school with a good reputation for setting people into the industry, but I never planned on going because the tuition is bonkers. I just thought it'd be fun. For this portfolio, I was the most strategic with what I included out of the 3 schools because there were little to no guidelines. I included figure drawing, layout drawing, character rotation, expression sheets, sketchbook pages, you name it. Variety was key here, variety and technique. I was pretty proud of the outcome of the portfolio as a whole, even if it was just piecing things together and finding what looked nice next to each other. Truthfully, if I could afford it and it wasn't in one of the most overwhelming cities in the world, I would love to go to this school. It seems like a lovely, engaging environment with a lot of great artists, and the program looks promising and helpful. Plus, then I could say I study in New York. How cool would that be? But alas, I had to decline. And those are my 3 successful portfolios. I did actually apply to another school, but I'd rather not talk about how that went. Maybe I'll save it for another video. I'm actually not attending any of these schools. I'm taking a year off to work on my portfolio some more and save up some money. Applying right out of high school sure is exciting, but I realized that my art isn't quite at the level I'd like it to be at, and I'm in no rush, especially since I figured most programs would be online next year, and paying for online college wasn't super appealing to me, especially if I wasn't completely sold on the program itself. Thanks for watching, stay safe!